As we discussed in the previous episode, money changed humanity. It changed the way people think, the way people live, and even the way people treat each other. But there is one question that still remains unanswered. If money was supposed to make life better, then why does the world feel more restless than ever before? Why do people keep running, even after getting everything they once dreamed of? And perhaps the most important question of all, where exactly are we running to? Take a moment and look around. Everywhere you look, people are chasing something. A better job, a bigger house, more money, more status, more recognition. And there is nothing unusual about that. In fact, most of us spend our entire lives doing exactly the same thing. We tell ourselves that we're building a better future, not only for ourselves, but for our children as well. But are we really building a better future? Or have we simply become too busy to notice what's happening around us? Think about the average human life. A child spends years preparing for adulthood. An adult spends decades working, saving, competing, building, accumulating. And before they know it, most of their life is gone. 40, 50, sometimes 60 years spent chasing goals. Some achieve them, many don't. But almost everyone keeps running. Because the world keeps telling them the same thing. More is better. More money, more success, more growth, more everything. But something strange happens in this race. The finish line never arrives. A person earning a little wants more. A person earning more wants even more. A company wants bigger profits. A nation wants faster growth. Everyone is chasing something. Yet very few people stop long enough to ask, what is the final destination? And what happens when we finally get there? Maybe that's why so many people feel exhausted. Not physically, but emotionally. Because deep down, they know the race never ends. There is always another target, another achievement, another level to reach. And while human population keeps growing faster and faster, something else quietly disappears from view. Something so important that without it, none of this would matter. Every race has a price. Every reward demands a sacrifice. The question is, what have we been sacrificing all these years? What have we been trading away without even realizing it? At first, the cost seemed invisible, too small to notice, too slow to see. But now, the signs are becoming harder to ignore. Look around the world. The warnings are everywhere. Places that once thrived are struggling. Natural resources are under pressure. Entire ecosystems are changing. The balance that supported life for thousands of years is beginning to show cracks. And still, the race continues. faster than before, as if nothing is happening, as if there will never be consequences. Now imagine a child born 50 years from now, standing in a world we helped create. Would that child care about how much money we left behind? That child won't care how many hours we worked also. They won't care how many possessions we owned. Or would they ask different questions? Why is the air harder to breathe? Why is clean water becoming harder to find? Why are forests disappearing? Why does nature seem broken? Why did you leave us wealth, but not the world that made life possible? And this is where the real story begins. Because the real story was never about money. Money is only a tool. The real danger was believing that money was the most valuable thing on earth. It isn't. Never was. The most valuable asset was always right in front of us. The ground beneath our feet, the air filling our lungs, the water that keeps us alive, the planet that makes every human dream possible. And while we were busy chasing wealth, we slowly forgot to protect the very thing that made wealth possible in the first place. One day, everything we own will belong to someone else, but the consequences of our choices may remain long after we're gone. And perhaps the most frightening thought of all is that future generations may inherit everything we built, except the world they needed to live in. In the next episode, we'll explore why humans want to continue this race, even when the cost becomes impossible to ignore. Because the deeper we look, the more uncomfortable the truth becomes.